Over 3 days, over 70 civilians are killed.
A gang war has spilled into the streets of Jamaica's most violent downtown slums.
Knife crime is at a near record high, with more than 40 blade offences every day in London.
3 17-year-olds were killed.
A boy of 16 found dying on the estate.
Leon Rocky Edwards!
A new focus, a new beginning. With every win, you grow stronger.
In the gritty world of mixed martial arts, where fighters battle not just in the ring, but also against personal demons and societal odds, Leon Edwards emerged as a real-life Rocky Balboa. His story mirrors the iconic underdog narrative. In the glitziest parts of the fighting scene, where fighters are often defined by catchy nicknames, it's easy to overlook the significance these monikers hold. They are not mere titles, they encapsulate the essence of a fighter's identity. Melvin Munhoff has no mercy, Colby Covington is chaos, and Conor McGregor is definitely notorious. In this realm of larger-than-life personas, Leon Edwards is Rocky. Behind this seemingly simple label lies a tale of incredible hardship and unwavering tenacity. Growing up in a small neighborhood in Kingston, Jamaica, where he was born on August 25, 1991, Leon Edwards experienced a childhood tainted by violence. His father, a leader of a local gang known as the General, exposed him to the harsh realities of gun violence from an early age. Shootouts were a common occurrence, and the sound of gunfire became oddly familiar to young Edwards. When Edwards was 9 years old, his parents separated, and his father moved to London while still financially supporting the family. In an attempt to seek a safer and brighter future, Edwards, along with his mother and younger brother, relocated to Aston in Birmingham, England. The move was meant to mark a new beginning, but adjusting to a new country came with its own challenges. Edwards faced bullying at school due to his Jamaican accent, which often escalated into fights. The environment he found himself in was rife with gang-related tensions between local groups, the Johnsons and the Burger Bars, leading to frequent outbreaks of violence. Tragically, at the age of 13, Edwards received the devastating news of his father's murder. His father, who had initially moved the family to England for a better life, fell victim to the very violence they had sought to escape. This event became a turning point in Edwards' life, intensifying his anger and propelling him further into the dark world of gang activities. Fueled by a potent mix of anger and a thirst for revenge, he found himself entangled in a life of crime, participating in activities that he would later deeply regret. It was during this tumultuous period that Edward faced accusations that would haunt him for years to come. News articles reported that a 13-year-old boy that stabbed one of his father's murderers multiple times in an alley near where his father died in London, just weeks after his father's murder. It was Leon Edwards. He was arrested a month after the stabbing incident and had suspicious, barely healed cut wounds himself. He ended up spending 6 months in juvenile detention before being released due to lack of admissible evidence. This period in prison became a bleak low point in his life and highlighted the dangerous path he was on. These were undoubtedly the darkest years of Edwards' life. He became increasingly entwined in the web of gang violence in Birmingham, a path that seemed inescapable. During his tumultuous teenage years, Leon found himself drawn into the dark underworld of gangs, where he engaged in illicit activities that shattered the peace of the community. He wasn't just a passive observer, he was an active participant, involved in selling drugs, robberies, shootings, and stabbings. His life was a constant struggle, marked by arrests and encounters with law enforcement. Despite his actions, he couldn't ignore the pain he was causing his mother, who had to endure the heartbreak of seeing her son succumb to a life she had tried so hard to shield him from. However, amidst the darkness, a glimmer of hope emerged. One day, while walking to the bus stop with his mother, they noticed a gym above a DVD rental store offering training in mixed martial arts, MMA. It was a serendipitous discovery that would change the course of Edwards' life. Despite his initial skepticism, he decided to give it a try. MMA was an entirely new world for him, a stark contrast to the skewed perception of fighting he had developed through gang culture. Fair fights, devoid of hidden agendas and vendettas, seemed alien to him. To his surprise, Edwards discovered that he had a natural talent for MMA. The discipline and structure of the sport provided him with an outlet for his aggression, channeling his energy into something positive for the first time in years. His coaches recognized his potential, and he soon began winning awards, a blatant contrast to the trophies he had once brought home from a life of crime. More importantly, he saw a sense of pride in his mother's eyes, a departure from the disappointment and worry he had caused her before. This newfound purpose ignited a fire within Edwards. He realized that he could receive the same praise and support for doing something positive as he had for his negative actions in the gang. With a determination to escape the clutches of violence, he threw himself wholeheartedly into MMA training. In 2014, Leon Edwards signed with the UFC, the pinnacle of MMA, where dreams are chased and legends are made. His journey, however, was far from smooth. The UFC, despite its prestige, is a business driven by marketability and fan appeal. Edwards, despite his undeniable talent, didn't fit the mold of a fan-favorite fighter. His fights often went unnoticed, overshadowed by more flamboyant personalities in the welterweight division such as Tyron Woodley, Colby Covington, and Jorge Masvidal. While other fighters enjoyed rematches in the spotlight, Edwards was relegated to the sidelines, his aspirations of championship glory seemingly slipping away. But here's where Edwards' story diverges from the ordinary narrative of defeat. Most fighters, faced with the indifference of the UFC bigwigs and the constant struggle for recognition, might have succumbed to the frustration, waving goodbye to their dreams. Not Edwards. He kept grinding, honing his skills, and biding his time, waiting for the moment when his talent would shine brighter than any promotional antics. At the age of 18, he made his amateur debut, winning by submission. Just over a year later, he made a victorious professional debut, marking the beginning of his journey in the world of professional fighting. By the age of 23, Edwards had signed with the Ultimate Fighting Championship, UFC, the pinnacle of MMA competition. Despite early challenges and setbacks, he persevered, winning 12 out of 15 fights in the UFC. If you're still watching, please subscribe to my channel so I can keep researching and sharing the incredible hidden stories behind these amazing fighters. His opportunity came at UFC 278 on August 21, 2022, a moment that would define his legacy in the sport. Matched against Kamaru Usman, the formidable welterweight champion who had defeated him before, Edwards stepped into the octagon as the underdog. The odds were stacked against him, and the world expected Usman's reign to continue unchallenged. The fight unfolded as many had predicted, with Usman dominating the early rounds. By the 5th round, Usman seemed destined for yet another victory. The crowd believed Edwards was broken, his coach yelled in frustration, and the analysts declared him defeated. But in a testament to the human spirit's unyielding nature, Edwards fought back. In the closing moments of a fight he was losing, he summoned his strength and landed a kick flush on Usman's head. The welterweight division, which had long been under Usman's tyrannical rule, woke up to a new champion. Against all odds, Leon Edwards, the man who had faced violence and death on the streets of Jamaica and London, had dethroned the seemingly invincible Kamaru Usman. In doing so, he became Britain's first champion since Michael Bisping in 2016. The victory was not just a triumph in the MMA world, it was a victory of the human will. It echoed the essence of the Rocky Balboa story, where an ordinary man defies extraordinary odds to achieve greatness. The world finally saw Leon Edwards for who he is, a man defined not by the name Rocky, but by the rock-solid resilience that has shaped his life. With his rise to the championship, Edwards has become a role model for children growing up in similar environments, proving that one can transcend their circumstances to achieve their dreams. His story teaches us that you can rise from the most difficult circumstances if you have the will, determination, and resilience to do so. Beyond the sport, Edwards has undergone a personal transformation. He is no longer the angry, rebellious young man fueled by vengeance. He is a thoughtful, introspective individual who understands the weight of his actions. His journey is not just about fighting in the ring, it's about fighting to become a better person every single day. In the United Kingdom, knife crime had become a pervasive issue, claiming the lives of many young individuals. Edwards had lost friends to this senseless violence and forever lives in remorse for his own involvement in it. He knows he has a unique opportunity to make a difference. He became an advocate for change, actively engaging with communities, especially young people, to show them an alternative path. He emphasizes that his success is not a stroke of luck, but a result of unwavering determination and hard work. In essence, Leon Edwards' journey mirrors that of Rocky Balboa. Both men emerged from the depths of despair, fought battles that extended beyond the ring, and achieved greatness against all odds. Unlike some fighters who might glorify their past, Edwards chose a different path. He embraced his story not as a tale of gangsterism, but as a narrative of transformation and redemption. His focus shifted from his own struggles to the desire to inspire others who were trapped in the cycle of violence and crime. Edwards recognized the power of his story as a beacon of hope, proving that one's past does not define their future. Leon Edwards, the Rocky of the MMA world, has shown that no matter how difficult the journey, no matter how bleak the circumstances, there is always room for redemption. His story is a beacon of hope, a testament to the strength of the human spirit. Leon Edwards, now at the pinnacle of his career, has a long way to go, but one thing is certain, his story is far from over. What did you think about this amazing story of Leon Edwards? And what would you like to see next? Please let me know in the comments below, and if you liked it and want to see more, don't forget to subscribe. Until next time.